LDNRBS. We have another special guest in fact, I'm going to say this is the first time we've been back since COVID-19. Obviously, unfortunately, a lot of people have lost their lives. I want to first off and say that. Yeah, it's just been a very unfortunate time, and I'm sure we'll get into that later on. But LDNRBS is back. Yeah, I'm going to let it breathe for a second. LDNRBS is back. So first up and foremost, we have Georgie in the building. Let's give him a clap out here. Most definitely. So, you're the first person we've had on here since, obviously, all of this madness has happened to the world, man.
What a way to start it off, bro.
Literally, this is the first time we're back. So, for people that don't know who you are, tell them, man. Tell them.
So, guys, who are you? I'm Georgie. I'm a Greek Cypriot, a little bit of Italian in there as well, artist from North London. Been doing music now for 3 years, and I'm still on my journey, seeing where the road takes me.
Well, your journey's definitely taking you somewhere. I'll say that early. So I want to just, for some of the people that may not even, I guess, know exactly what you've been doing from the very start, you want to take them on a little bit of a journey of where you've come from.
Yeah, so actually, surprisingly, I actually started off as a chef.
Wow.
You know, I've done a 3-year diploma in college.
I'm going to ask you a number after this, after you've just said that. Now I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. So, I started off as a chef, and basically the whole story is, it was a long train journey. It was an hour. I used to sit on a train. I used to get my notes up. I used to write a few lyrics. You know, it was nothing too serious at the time. I just used to love listening to music and writing a few rhymes. Yeah. So by the time I'm coming hit back and forth from college, I'm listening to some beats online on YouTube, and then it's just like connecting with a few of these beats. But I didn't really take it nowhere. I spoke to my brother. Big shout out to my brother in it, because he's always been there for me.
Shout out to bro.
But I spoke to my brother and I showcased him a few of my songs. And I just said to him, like, look, I wanna show you a few of my songs I've got. Like, it's nothing serious, just something I'm messing about with, and let me know what you think. Yeah. So he just sat there. I put this beat on, and he was like, "Yo, like, this is cold. This is dope. Like, you should definitely follow this up. Like, what are you doing?" Mm-hmm. So and
how long was this ago?
This was 3 years ago. When I first started.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a little while back now, but it was all a bit mad how it all went down. So
is this bro here too?
This is my bro here.
You're just shy, mate. He's here. I'm like, shout out to bro. I didn't know he's right behind me.
Yeah. Shout out to my bro. He's right there. Yeah. So we kind of done this together, me and him, and then we bought some studio gear to my house. Okay, and then we got my other brother Rico. We got him on the scene as well. He does video and he does a bit of recording, but it just wasn't the same. The mixing weren't good, innit? Yeah. And that's when we introduced ourselves to Patrick at Hot Money Studios. Big up Patrick.
Shout out to Patrick, man. Friend of LDNRBS.
Just from then on, we've been recording singles, and it's just been going so well, man. Like,
even the You Knew single.
Yeah, You Knew, man.
It's fire. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Favorite track, bro.
100%. So, just tell me, early on, was there anything that made you feel like, because obviously this scene right now especially is booming. You can see a lot of people are changing their lives through music. 100%. Early on, did you think that you would be able to, because you've got a good following too, did you feel like you were going to be able to make any impact early on when you first were making these tracks?
Do you know what? Like, I'm not going to be one of those guys like, oh yeah, I knew I was going to pop. Yeah. I went in there, I give every track my all in it. Like, I always try and give it my best. I don't want to drop no bad content. So I came in with like a fresh mind. Like, I wanted the best for me. Yeah. And I just wanted that to project stuff in the music. I just feel like over time I am getting better, and I just feel like, you know, vocally, even like the written content is just always going to get better the more you write. It's like the more you do anything, the more you play football, the better you're going to get at football. Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like the impact I want to have on the scene, I just want to show them, like, positivity gets you anywhere, innit? The amount of people holding me back at the start was crazy. So many people said, alright, why are you going to waste your time? Focus on your chef and you're good at it. But I done what I wanted to do. I didn't listen to no one else. Yeah, my bro.
Let's talk on that. This is LDNRBS. I like to talk about stuff. Let's talk on tea. Let's do it. So, when it comes to even down to people trying to hold you back, because obviously you can see in hindsight now they look crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
They look very crazy.
Some of them are even supporting me now, so it's cool, isn't it?
It happens that way. It's crazy. But what kind of people were, and what were they saying to you early on when you first tried to make that transition between being a chef and your work now?
Most of them thought it was a waste of time. They just I think it was more the fact that I'm a quite good chef as well. Yeah. So they were like, focus on your craft, innit? Why are you going to go and sidetrack? The fact of the matter is, I done what made me happy. Chefing makes me happy, innit? If music never worked out and I got stuck in the kitchen, I wouldn't be upset, man. I'll be happy with my boy Dario in the kitchen making pizza. So
I love that. Love that.
Nah, I'd be happy in the kitchen. It's just I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and then I just feel like if people are gonna sit there and hold you back, are they really your friends? Are they really your family?
100%.
So I feel like all artists are gonna experience something like that. But my message to the artists is like, do what makes you happy. Don't listen to other people trying to hold you back and bring you down.
Energy, jealousy, 100%. Jealousy is definitely nothing to be admired. But going forward now. Going forward to go back. In the past, who was you influenced by? Who did you look up to and say, this is like an artist that I mess with? Or
so I listen to, obviously I've got Greek Cypriot influence, so I listen to a lot of Greek artists. I ain't going to be mentioning their names, you probably have no idea.
It's okay, shout them out, it's okay.
Shout out. Man,
you never know, I'm only joking.
So, you
never know. On a Tuesday evening?
Yeah, on a Tuesday.
Literally.
A red wine.
Yes.
So basically, me and my brother, I used to go to school when he first started driving. His little Peugeot 106 with a loud music.
I love that.
Little John, little bit of T-Pain.
Little John, okay.
Yeah, Little John, T-Pain. We used to listen to Usher, Chris Brown. We used to listen to a lot of, back in that day, that was the vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
It was only until I got to like 18, 19, and I was listening to like J Hus was like popping at this point. Notes came with Addison Lee. All these boys, Dappy. My favourite right now has got to be M Huncho in it. So
he's
Huncho.
hard.
I think he's hard.
Very hard. From this area too?
Yeah,
man.
I think he's sick. I like M Huncho a lot. Like, if I was to collaborate with anyone right now, I'd be that guy only.
Sick.
Yeah,
very sick. So, okay, now you're obviously making moves and you're doing things. You actually took the question out of my mouth, but is there other people apart from M Huncho that you look at and say, you know what, that's the kind of person that I would like to work with?
Yeah, probably like Dave as well.
Dave,
when Dave want to know, I was
my
like,
favourite probably.
Yeah, Dave's sick. Stormzy, Crepton Conan. There's a lot in it. I think I actually think the UK, like, we've grown so much in it, because before it was just American. Like, hence why I was young, I was listening to American music. Wasn't even listening to UK. So I think now I definitely want to collaborate with a few of the big UK boys. Stormzy, Dave, and M Huncho are the top three though.
I love your positive energy, man. I just want to say that from the jump. You got a good energy, like that's infectious. In the next 5 years, where do you feel like Georgie is going to be?
Listen, I think every artist goes into this to try and be the biggest artist they can be in it. Yeah. In 5 years, quite frankly, I don't actually know where I'm going to be, if I'm going to be in a kitchen or an artist, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Yeah. I'm going to try and, be the best Georgie I can be. And as long as I'm getting the support and love from my fans, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, man. Sick.
Very sick. I feel like this is a question that just for myself too. In a studio, what is it like when you're in the studio and you're making a tune from the scratch, from the start to the finish?
I'm a mover, man. I start hitting sometimes Patrick. I hear him trying to edit out the pops because I'm hitting that mic. I'm so energetic in that little booth. But I feel like I go with different mindsets all the time. New's quite like a bit more aggressive. So I feel like though. On the way to the studio, we got like a 40-minute drive where I'm prepping myself mentally, and I'm like, right, I need to this one's about me. This one's a bit more deep. Like, I need to be a bit more aggressive here, and I feel like everyone changes. I've got a few tracks which are like Greek English mixes, a bit more upbeat. So I don't go in there wanting to like kill someone. Then go in there a bit more mellow, a bit more happy and stuff. But the attitude definitely changes. It's like, that's where I say, like, in certain songs as well, I quote like, they know George, they don't know Georgie. It's like my alter ego. So I just think it's mad. I feel like I change when I go into that studio. I turn into some different person. It ain't George no more. It's not that guy that's wearing the chef whites. It's the proper artist in that booth. So
very sick. Has there been anything along the line that has pretty much been a negative part of the industry as such? Is there anything that you've experienced or anything that you've learned from since you started 3 years ago?
I wouldn't say anything that's happened to me negatively, apart from like what I mentioned about people trying to hold back. The only thing I would say, an obstacle I faced, which you ain't gonna believe, but it was actually like from school. I was quite shy, kept myself to myself.
I definitely don't believe you.
Yeah, exactly. So stepping onto a stage, like my first performance was in front of 15,000 people. Wow. So they chucked me on this stage, and then bearing in mind I had all this stuff going through my head, and I was like, I went from this kid that didn't like standing in front of English presentation classes and like talking in front of just a few people. Yeah. Now there's 15,000 people listening to my song, and I've got to give it the best. It's live. I can't mess this up.
Literally.
So I think that's one of the biggest obstacles I face, is probably trying to overcome that kind of fear of being shy and being a bit like closed up.
Yeah.
To kind of be a bit more open.
Mm-hmm. If there's anybody that's listening to this right now and messes with your energy and what you're talking about, what would you tell that person to go and jump onto your music and listen to you? What would you say? What is different about you? Because right now, at this present moment, there's about 1 trillion artists, literally everywhere.
There's too much competition. Isn't
There is competition everywhere in all fields. So what makes Georgie evidently different?
What makes Georgie different? I'll just say I'm very versatile. You can see me jump on many different flows, and they haven't seen nothing yet. There's still loads more to come, believe me. Patrick knows. You can ask him.
Patrick's the plug,
brother.
Yeah,
Patrick's the plug.
Patrick is definitely the plug for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So anything last you want to say to the Pulse listeners to let them know?
Listen, I just want to shout out the gram and all that. If that's
Yeah, of course you can. Plug away. Plug what's happening.
So my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. That's G3org E _official. And if you wanna hit me up on YouTube, you just type in G3org -E and stream all that good music. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect. So Georgie in the building. Let's give him a clap out here.
Thank you.
First up on our first interview since COVID-19. LDNRBS will be back.